a clerk pro temp.
Okay, I move to approve Robert Van Kuren as clerk pro temp.
When the district clerk is unable to perform her duties.
When the district clerk is unable to perform her duties.
Second.
Moved by Adam, second by Jill. Discussion, debate, dialogue. All in favor? Thank you, Mr. Van Kuren, for taking on these additional responsibilities. It is not listed on here, and our apologies about modifications to the agenda, but before we get to the consent agenda, I would like to ask that agenda item 3.1 be removed temporarily. It'll be back on the July meeting. It was not intended to be listed for this meeting, and so there are a couple of things that need to be fixed, and the short delay will not impact the bidding or the purchasing process. The bidding's already been done. We should, since it's a modification to the agenda, I'm making a motion. I'm not even sure as president I can, but I'd like to make a motion to remove agenda item 3.1.
Second.
Any discussion, concern, debate? Fantastic. So the consent agenda will be as presented with the exception of agenda item 3.1. The special meeting for this evening is to make sure that the board and the district adheres to both our fiscal responsibilities as well as hiring that needs to take place. And we wanted to make sure we did a number of these items during this fiscal year, before July 1 or by the end of June 30th. And so it is a single item agenda, a consent agenda with items that have been vetted at the finance committee that took place recently, as well as the personnel report that is on there. And those are the only items that are in the consent agenda for this evening. And so we'll entertain motions.
I move to approve all consent agenda items listed in consent agenda, consideration of accounts, personnel report, and student report as presented.
Second.
Moved by Adam, second by Jill. Are there questions about any of the consent agenda items? Or debate, dialogue, discussion? Hearing none, we'll call the question. All in favor? It passes unanimously. That is the only voting item we have. Also listed is the opportunity to enter into the executive session if the board so wishes, and language is presented there as well. Second to last page.
Okay. I move to enter into executive session for the purpose of discussing the following: employment history of particular individuals, ongoing negotiations, possible litigation, and superintendent evaluation.
Second.
Moved by Adam, second by Jill. Questions, debate, conversation, discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? The motion passes. There are no more voting items for the board. I will enter back into the space just to mark the time that the board has exited executive session. But beyond that, our meeting is over for the general public for this evening. And there is some refreshments next door, so we can go have our conversation. So we'll go from there. Thank you all very much.